It's not. I'm also curious about China, Hugh, and the growth story in China, whether or not it is what it is in reality. I'm looking at Byron Wien's 10 surprises for 2009, and he says that he thinks China's growth will exceed 7% and its stock market revives, and essentially it's going to be led by the Chinese consumer beginning to spend more and save less, and that's the shift behind the unexpected strength in this economy.
I mean, Byron Wien. He's the great entertainer. Now, Carl, what's China? Economic growth for this year?
8 to 9% for 2009. So I think you're on your own right now.
This is just preposterous again. And there is a greater than evens chance that we will see a contraction in the Chinese economy. Okay? And people
Carl's
like
laughing.
I know Carl's laughing, and Carl's ilk, the professional economics community, who are purveyors of the dismal signs, always get these issues wrong. Okay, China, I said to you, the world supersized itself. America and the rest of the world took debt levels up to 350% of GDP. The world seemed to be enormous. It seemed to be a giant, but it was actually a very short person. Yeah. What I'm saying to you is China built a productive capacity to serve a world which doesn't exist. Yeah? We talk about its reserves, we don't talk about its debts. China is one big lie which is now being exposed through the industrial production figures that we're seeing in the Far East, in Taiwan.
Is it all about inputs, the same as Paul Krugman? I mean, he's the one who pointed out about paper tigers in East Asia, pointed out about Russia. Is it just history repeating itself very quickly again?
We have a fascist totalitarian regime doing a planned economy, and we were bribed to look the other way because we had a fabulous prosperity. The prosperity has gone, and it unveils that these guys are building Canary Wharfs every day.
Or we have a country that's effective in their stimulus packages, and that they've been
this has got nothing to do with this economy. 40% of this economy is exporting. Exporting, which has disappeared. You can't replace that. You can't replace that with bridges to nowhere. You can't replace that with a fiscal tax incentive to buy a property. When it's too high already, you've got peasants, they can't afford it, and they're drowning in commercial property and other property.
Carl, you just got to check your numbers a little bit more carefully, all right? Contrary to popular belief, and this is the big surprise for the world in 2009, China is not a nation of workers sitting around waiting for a new order of toys from Walmart. Okay, less than 2 percentage points of China's 2.5 percentage points of China's 12% GDP growth in 2007 came from exports, and that's it. So if you took all the exports away, you'd still be growing at 10%.
So less than 2.5%.
Less than 2.5 percentage points of the 12.
Let's take a quick break. Had your major point?
My point is that slowing exports are not going to kill China. They're a big domestic economy. There's lots of perspective.
Keep it here. We'll be right back. He's looking in the wrong place. Because data like energy consumption and other parts of the economy...
Well, the energy consumption is the really hard one for the bulls of China. And to explain, and by and large, they ignore it. Year-over-year growth rates in Chinese electrical consumption are running in the order of down 10%. Okay, they've never been negative. Okay, that is consistent with the economy contracting by about 5%. We disagree. Yeah, periodically the world. Oh, and the point with economic statistics and how we can trump. The economy is growing at 9.2%. Bear in mind, Chinese economic. Bear in mind all economic figures. You could drive a bus through the gaps and the holes in the revisions. And Asian economic figures are particularly bad, and of the worst kind are Chinese economic figures. So I'm sure they will tell us that. But if you go out speculating to make money and succeed in investing in a place like China, or indeed Asia, which is the productive capacity of the world. We consume, they build it. If we don't consume, they've built it anyway, they have a problem. If you think you can make money in that environment, I take my hat off to you.
Just to